I want to talk about Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is having more complications with his foot. He had an issue with his toe for a long time. That's probably why he retired. And that toe has never been right. And he's had a ton of surgeries over the last couple of years. And he had a couple of his toes surgically removed. Okay? And apparently, he's going to have to undergo another procedure. And there's a possibility he could lose his foot. This is sad to me. It really is. Because Deion Sanders is just getting into the groove of being a big-time head football coach at a college football program. Now, there are people that don't like him. There are people who don't think he's going to be successful at Colorado. I think he's going to do all right at Colorado. You know, Deion is a very smart guy when it comes to football. I think he's going to be able to put it together at Colorado, but his coaching career could be shortened because of this. His coaching career could be shortened because of this. And this isn't good, man. This isn't good because he's the leader of that team. You know, he has to go out and do recruiting. He was actually going to visit a college football camp, and he's not going to be able to make it because he has an issue with his foot. This is why I say, you know, I've never been a hater of anybody. I was never a hater of Deion. I want to see Deion be successful. There are people who are rooting against him for whatever reason. They don't like his recruiting methods, but hey, the kids choose him, you know? But to me, this guy is just getting started. And he's having these procedures, and there's no telling when he's going to be able to come back. This man has to get his foot massaged every day in order to keep the blood circulating. The only way he can keep the blood circulating in his foot is by getting his foot massaged every single day. Every single day. Colorado's head football coach Deion Sanders was set to be at Morehouse football camp on Tuesday of this week, but the former HBCU coach had to call it off. Instead of just releasing a prepared statement about being unable to attend, Coach Prime shared a video where his doctors discussed the severity of his injury with him. Deion Sanders acknowledged that he knew the potential complications as he currently only has 8 toes. One of his doctors then followed up saying that losing his foot is a possibility for Deion Sanders if the injury remains untreated. Coach Sanders shared a short clip from the pregame show on Instagram of the discussion with his doctors. There is a longer version on YouTube as well.
That's what we're here. And it's all, do you have any pain up here? Or is it all down here?
Hold on, y'all. Let me see.
That's what we're here. And it's all, do you have any pain up here? Or is it all down here?
Yeah, it does. Like when I'm wearing shoes all day, that irritates the shoe. And it's hitting across there.
Yeah.
It sends pain to me.
And so it's pain here, and then you were saying last time that was really flared up too.
All that down there.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing, I think it's dislocated.
The risk of doing something here and having a problem similar to what you had before or worse was too high.
They checked the blood pressure in your ankle and compared it to the blood pressure in your arm, and that was 1, so 100%. So since then, since 2022, which was last time you saw them, it's now 66%.
Okay, how do we get those back open?
Well, you can get them open, but the chance of keeping them open are not very good.
Gotcha.
So in one way, I mean, you're lucky you got your foot, right? You see what's open, what isn't, looks pretty bad.
Sure.
and it can take a long time. And if there's any setback, then that.
I mean, I don't even have feeling down there, but I know that's dislocated right now, and I don't have feeling at the bottom of my foot at all. I just want to know what we can do, because I want to do it this summer. Because when we get rolling, I'm not gonna have time to do it.
Requirement is really just,
and that's the crazy thing. Like the season, like the training camps, I believe are going to start in late July, mid to late July, when these when the fall training camps start, and the season starts, I believe, in early September. Some schools start in mid to late August, but I think their season is gonna start in early September. So he got like a couple of months, and he's trying to figure out the fastest way he can get back on the field. And it may be him having to remove his foot. It may be a possibility, because he says he has no feeling in the bottom of his foot at all.
rest. I mean, I think that's probably the biggest concern, is if you get up and do too much, it's really hard for your body to heal it. And if that toe goes bad, you know, you've been through that. So
I could be in a boot though, right?
Oh yeah.
After the toe.
Yeah.
Cool. Rest, I'm not going to sit down, so I know I'm not going to do that.
They didn't do toe pressures because it's hard, because you don't really have a good toe to get a little cuff going and get a pressure. Yeah.
Good one, dog.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like I'm not sitting right here. You don't really have a good toe to get pressure.
Well, that's one more major.
You just clown me, and I'm sitting right here.
That's one. You just have to understand what the risks are, and so things can cascade. That's what.
Well, I know what the risks are. I only have 8 toes, so I'm pretty sure I understand. It is what it is.
That doesn't heal.
So you're saying like he could lose that toe too?
He could lose the foot. That's one
The
problem.
foot. That's bigger.
I mean, it's a risk.
Yeah. Right.
What I'm hearing from you is there really is no easier. Like,
It ain't no.
yeah, like it's not gonna, like your life doesn't shut down after we hoist the championship trophy.
No.
And that's the thing, like Deion has to be on his feet, because when you're a football coach, you got to be all over the field. Not only that, you have to go on recruiting trips and other things. Like Deion is a very active person, and when you're an active person, you don't know how to sit down. You know, sitting down, what? Like, no, I got to be on the go. I got to travel. You know, I got to be at this place and that place. He's a very active person. Yeah, Deion is a very tough man. He's very tough.
It gets more.
It speeds up. Maybe.
Yeah, it speeds up. Now you're in recruiting and everything.
Yeah.
This is times where speaking engagements, commercials.
Yeah, and it's
I love when
pretty,
they
so yeah,
talk
it's not gonna be too much. It's literally a 2 millimeter incision.
Make me feel like my public school system
It's failed it, yeah.
Oh, you're doing all right.
You are doing okay.
Your life's doing pretty good.
I have no feeling about it. I can't feel nothing.
Well, that might have been from a time when you had less blood flow, because it was bad for a while, and then they got it back. Even if that's a day or 2 or 3, sometimes that damages the nerves, because they're the most sensitive organs down there to lack of oxygen.
I know the risk. We've had this conversation before. I know. Man, I appreciate you. Congratulations.
Great.
Thank you very much. Sir.
You will.
Thank you guys for coming in early. I appreciate it.
All right. Yeah. All right. We'll see.
Thank
We'll
you,
talk
guys.
soon. All right.
And that's the problems that he's dealing with right now, man. And I wanted to make sure I spoke about this, because this is not good, man. This is not good, because he's a very active person. Deion is always active, man. He's a worker. Deion loves to work. He loves to travel, you know. And he has to be out there recruiting, because he even said, recruiting is, I got to go recruit. I had almost 30 players transfer, over the last couple of months. I got to get out there and recruit. And recruiting is very important to what he's trying to do. And he has to make those trips to go see those players. He's a worker, and it's hard for somebody like him who's used to working and used to moving around and being active to sit and not be active. That's not him. And this is what he's having to deal with right now, man. This is a reality. Or his reality right now. This is the caption. Let's see if you can see it on the screen. This is the caption here. It says, "As you know, I've faced some medical challenges with my foot, but I've never said why me. I keep moving forward, progressing. See, you never know what a person may be going through while I sit in your seat of judgment, but you can trust and believe that we are all going through something. Just keep the faith and know that if he brought you to it, he will bring you through it. I'm Coach Prime and I'm built for this. Hashtag Coach Prime. I have full trust in my medical team, and God bless Dr. Ken Hunt. He's an orthopedic surgeon. Dr. Donald Jacobs, he's a vascular surgeon. And then Dr. Max Waller, Wallauer, I think that's how I pronounce it, vascular surgeon, and Lauren Jaskirville, and I guess she's a team physician, probably a team therapist. And most importantly, I have full trust in Jesus. Dealing with chronic pain in his left foot, some of his arteries that are previously treated are only seeing 2/3 of the blood pressure in his arm. Left untreated, it could lead to numerous complications. At one point, the doctors even mentioned aneurysms. Following the advice of his doctors, Deion Sanders released a statement about his inability to attend Morehouse football camp this week due to unforeseen circumstances. That's real. I unfortunately will not be attending the Morehouse camp on tomorrow. I'm sorry. I apologize, but I got to take care of the body. Got to take care of the body. And the announcement was a major blow for the Morehouse and HBCU football community. Coach Deion Sanders is one of the biggest names in the game, but nobody would argue against his decision to prioritize his health when a doctor stood in front of him and told him he could lose his left foot if left untreated. Meanwhile, the injury hasn't stopped Deion Sanders from dominating on the recruiting trail. He picked up 2 huge commitments this week. This man is going to be having top 5 recruiting classes back-to-back years, year after year. He stays at Colorado. I believe he should be the coach at Florida State, but Florida State seems like they're doing okay. But if they coach slip up, Florida State ain't going to hesitate to bring him back home to Florida State. Even though I'm not a fan of Florida State, I could definitely see that. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see with his health, man. His health is very important for himself and his family first, then football. But this guy, he's a gamer. You know, he's definitely a gamer. So definitely prayers to Deion Sanders, because this is very serious, man. Very serious situation.